When you're young, you think you know, and you think you know because you don't know what you don't know. Much like now in phases of our lives, all of us have things we think we know and we think we got it figured out, but you don't know what you don't know. Whether you're 50, 30, 20, or 10, we're always learning. And so I would quickly learn how wrong I could be about life. Because once I became a teenager, all of this was kind of preteen conversation. And I became a teenager and I learned that my mom had had a history with drugs. Not only was she born into that situation, but she'd had her own experiences early on, and even with my dad. And on top of that, because of her early years and her formative years and inheriting some health issues, she had a weak body. But my mom had always had a strong spirit. And when I learned this about her, I connected with her in that way. And I said, wow, I'm like that too. You know, I have some young female stuff going on with me that I can tell is going to be a problem going forward. You know, our cycles are even kind of the same issues and all this stuff. And I said, maybe we're just both weak in the body and strong in the spirit. And I said, wow, I guess I inherited that from my mom. But I also inherited some ways that she coped and some beliefs. She was a strong woman. She is a strong woman. She's a woman of faith. She's a woman who has always had a positive outlook. And I inherited those things as well. It's not just the things that we see that we pick up from the people that we cling to, but it's the things that we don't see that we also digest and we make a part of our daily diet. And so a lot of these things began to expose themselves once she was diagnosed as an adult with degenerative bone disease. My mom has always, like I said, had some early on set of bone issues and things like that. But as an adult, after leaving the streets and having my dad die 2 weeks before before their only son was born, she already knew that there were some things going on. I mean, after all, she almost died having her kids. They told her that she could never have any, and she gave birth to five. Two of them died, three are still alive. My mom's always had a weak body, but a strong spirit. And so, after having all of that happen to her and then getting diagnosed while she's got a teenager, a preteen, and a young child, a young daughter, and she gets diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, degenerative bone disease, fibromyalgia, and sciatica. But she kept her faith, right? Wow, right? But she kept her faith. However, it attacked her body. And the hospital's response was pretty typical to what I see a lot of people go through. Their response was, here's some medicine. Because medicine makes us feel good. And after all, who here wants to feel bad, right? So they gave her some medicine. She's taking the drugs. We go home and life is grand. We think things are going fine. And then other people start having issues. A friend has a backache. Her youngest daughter, my little sister, has chronic headaches from her scoliosis. It's mild, but it's scoliosis. And I have severe cramps and just all these little things, right? And so what happens? She gives out the pills and she's passing out the pills. But she was also passing out the coping mechanism of numbness. And my sister learned as a preteen how to be numb and how to not feel for a dad who wasn't there, how to not feel as you're going through issues that nobody knows about with your boyfriend because you're young and you shouldn't be having sex anyway. My brother learned how to be numb from never having met his dad because his dad chose to die while getting high. um, I learned how to be numb because I didn't think anything of myself and I let a guy beat me up for a very long time. And we transferred that onto each other back and forth. And so when my sister got pregnant as a teen, we coped by being numb. We were happy. And everybody thought we were the saved family, right? Mama Spicer, Mama Pat. They go to church. They don't cuss. She don't do crack. She don't have people in and out her house. She take care of everybody's kids. And so we coped by being numb because we didn't want people to see what was really going on until my sister had a baby that died. She was 16. And the only thing she ever got to really hold was the stuff I'd bought her. You know, all this stuff. Because you don't want people to see what's really going on, that there's a little girl who's pregnant, who's a baby. And then her son dies, and she's got just this stuff to hold, this blanket. And we found out that he had died because he was born with all these illnesses as a result of her stealing my mom's pills. Because she'd been hooked on pills for a few years. And we were all coping by saying it was fine because we were numb. And I knew that things were going on because I'm the intuitive one. I'm the carrier. If there was like a kid who could be their parents' baby daddy, I'm my mama's baby daddy. So I knew, because I was like, I'm the protector. I've always been that, and I'm intuitive, and I can vision things, and God's gifted me to read into energies and feel and process and all these intellectual things, right? But I was a kid, and I was in denial, and I too wanted to be numb. And you would think that my sister having my nephew, who I wanted so bad, because I've always been scared that I'll never have kids, and I still don't have no kids. You would think that that would have made me be like, okay, I gotta save us. But we cope by being numb.